Well, Paul Harrison is a senior lecturer in consumer behaviour. Paul, are you a fan of this technology?
Oh, look, I am a fan in some contexts. So I am a massive fan of QR codes and self-service checkout. I kind of loathe the digital stuff that goes on in telephones where you have to press 7 buttons before you can even get your inquiry done. And I guess one of the things I have a love-hate relationship with is the airports. If it works well, I love the kiosks, I love the quick checkout, but when there are thousands of people all behind the one kiosk, it's a disaster.
So, Paul, how do you feel about being wrong? Those QR codes at cafes are the worst, Paul.
Yeah.
When I go to a cafe, Paul, I want someone to come over and say to me, what would you like? And I give my order, but could I put this on the side and add a bit of this? I don't want to have to log in and start an account, Paul. By the time that's done, my coffee could be there.
No, the account thing is a problem. It is a problem.
Well,
but it's
thank
so good
you.
because
The
you don't...
prosecution rests Paul. Who's next?
I'm sorry you had to see that, Paul. There was an incident with Hollandaise. We've not been able to get him to recover from it. I did want to ask you, though, you about stores like Walmart. They're pulling back from the technology because of theft. Is that a trend that you think that we'll be seeing here in Australia?
I reckon there'll be some kind of equilibrium. I think the problem is that most technology is introduced into these retailers to save money, and it actually doesn't save money because the moment that you have all this technology, you need more people to run it, you have more platforms, you have more information, you have more data. And interestingly, in the 1930s, John Maynard Keynes predicted that technology would mean that we would only work 15 hours a week, and that hasn't really worked out that way either. I think technology often promises a lot but doesn't deliver what people expect.
Well, what do you make of the argument that this kind of technology does have a meaningful impact on us, as though it has a toll, be that mentally, physically?
Yeah, look, I think one of the things is that humans are relational creatures, and what this technology does is makes most of our interactions transactional, not relational. So I think it takes away this human need for connection with others. And I think one of the mistakes that retailers and businesses make is that they introduce this technology purely to save money, but what they want is loyal customers, and you only get loyal customers if they trust you and if they form a relationship with you. And if everything's transactional, then they're not going to have a relationship with you.
So, Paul, what about the future? I mean, will dentists be automated? Will we have to get medical checkups from robots? I mean, where does this all end?
I mean, you'd be surprised how much is actually technology-driven now. I mean, you know, dentists create teeth from the technology. So I think one of the things to be thinking about is how we use it to, I guess, take away the tasks that we don't necessarily need to do. I heard somebody say that, you know, the technology is great, but when it can pack a dishwasher for me, I don't want it to be writing poetry. And I think that's the critical thing, is that how it reduces the amount of effort so we have a little bit more time to relax and to kind of get on with our lives.
Paul, do you think there's a chance that supermarkets would be open to moving the cameras to a slightly higher level and better lighting so I don't have to count my chins with my bananas?
I think basically they should have ring lights for everybody. That would be the best solution.
Paul, yes, down with QR codes, in with the ring lights.
Well, Paul, as a human who also enjoys interaction, I apologise for my outburst earlier, and I'm just ordering now for the table. What can I get for you?
Always chips. Always
Okay,
chips.
done it. Hang on, I just got to log into my account, but I'll get it happening. Thank you very much for your time, Paul.
Make a lot of sense, Paul.
Cheers, take care.
It does make sense.
I lied, I'm actually texting Stephen Curry.
Just pick up that name you dropped. Excuse me.
Can I point out how much I don't like
QR codes.
the scanning part of things at the supermarket? But also they've started snitching now. Like, have you ever, because they've got cameras everywhere.
sure.
I like hide away from the camera and I'm scanning my items. And then every now and again it'll go, still got a Mars bar in the basket there. I'm like, I bought that separately, little snitchy scanner.
Do you know what I love? The fact that, like, there could be people out there who've seen you in a grocery store and they go, I wonder if that's Rove, and you're like this. Just playing, like...
It's getting my angles, man. It's just blending in.
If you hate scanning stuff, you know, there's a clothing store I love called Uniqlo, who I'm not sponsored by, but would love to be. And then you just put all the stuff in a bag and you just put the bag, like, in the thing and it scans it all automatically.
It's
you don't have
actual
to individually...
magic.
It's incredible.
How does it know?
Well, I guess it's RFID chips or something. I don't know what the technology is. You'd have to ask Mr. Uniqlo or Mr. I don't know, a member of the Uniqlo family. But all I know is when I go there and I buy like 4 shirts or whatever, And they're very affordable.
So if you put me in that bag, would it go, oh, that's Rove and he's eaten too many Mars bars? Is that how that works?
Yeah. It can identify cotton clothing and also Loggy Winners. That's it. That's the...